4th of July. We've had an amazing experience this weekend, very revelatory. And we're here tonight at Heart Center Connections to help us connect with the part of ourselves that self-sabotages. Before we get there, my name is Jay Dubois, and I am your host for this Heart Center Connections podcast. I am a professor and an expert in relationships and human connections, and different ways that humans organize our connections. And we had an incredible experience here at the house this weekend when we had some friends over for a 4th of July party, and we started up a jam session that went out of this world. It was absolutely amazing. And we're really happy to be able to facilitate this sort of transcendental experience at the Heart Center. This week, we're talking about self-sabotage. And unfortunately, this is something that I have expertise in. Winnie is laughing in the background, in case you can't hear it. But so self-sabotage is something that every single one of us practice. And we do it in a variety of ways. And tonight at the Heart Center, not only are we gonna talk about it, but we're gonna clear it. That's what's amazing about the work we do at the Heart Center. We get to not only dig into our shadows and face our difficult parts, which is important, but we also get to clear the parts of us that hold us back. We do this on a daily basis here at the Heart Center. We had a really incredible experience this morning at our Tao calligraphy light wall practice. And before we get into self-sabotage, I just want to say this about practice. You know, this isn't something that's very sexy and talked about much in the 21st century, right? What I'd love to say is that I can wave my magic wand and perform a miracle upon you, and you will be radically transformed with no effort from you. And of course, that's what you want. You want a magic bullet. But what I can say is that this is not how it works. We are beings that have a lot of power, and that power comes from our mind and our nervous system. So when we charge the field with feelings of, I don't know, I don't think so, I don't know if I can do that, then we change the result. That is how powerful we are. And when we charge the field with, I know that this is the way, we're the best. We are the best team that exists, and we can do it better than anyone else. So notice the radical difference between the two perspectives. Yes, Winnie, please come on, and I'd love for you to help us contextualize this topic of self-sabotage. I have plenty of stories for myself, but I wonder if there's anything you'd like to add.
Hello. Welcome everyone to Heart Center. My name is Winnie Wang. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I want to say hello to everybody who's joining online. So, Jay, we have a request to increase the volume because they can hardly hear you. So, if you can please take the moment to figure out the volume situation. So,
Yes, thank you.
hello, Erna. Hello, David. Hello, Alan. Hello, Evelyn. And also, hello, Bettina. Please drop a line right now and tell me what's coming up for you on this topic of holding yourself back. Even worse, maybe attacking yourself, speaking negatively about yourself, and having negative manifestation.
Where's the volume?
So yeah, take a moment, and you can also unmute and share your name. And this is not the Winnie and Jay talk show. This is the Heart Center community where we encourage
Oh, here.
everyone to share their challenges and their gifts with total freedom and total authenticity. That means you're
I don't know if this
encouraged
is
to
the
share
speakers
your
on your
struggles
computer. You sure?
and also share your gifts with us. So anybody want to unmute and share?
I just turned it up to 100.
Sure. I guess I can share if you want. Um, I, you know, I do monthly workshops. I facilitate workshops in what I call beyond law of attraction. It's really embodying that which you want to be, that that which you want to have in your life, um, and connecting with your true self. So this is way beyond thinking, oh, if have positive thoughts, things will be okay. If I if I do this practice, things will be okay. It's more just becoming who you are. You're this powerful being, um, a fractal of the divine. So whatever power the divine has, that divinity in you has exactly that same power, of course. So what I have found, um, as I progress in this, I'm not progressing by doing things. I'm just being myself. What I found is that now my thoughts manifest instantly. So it's simply a matter of choosing my reality, and that's my reality, and the external reality just forms accordingly, almost instantly. So that's just my experience in this. I do work with a lot of people who do self-sabotage, who are trying to get through traumas and are dealing with a lot of concepts and belief systems that were drilled into them. And that takes work, that takes practices. And yes, they have to do the practice. They'll come to a workshop saying, "Oh, this feels so good," especially a sound healing workshop that I also do. They'll say, "How long is it going to last?" And I said, "Well, it'll last until you could drive home and the first person cuts you off in your car." Which is true. You can't go to a workshop and walk out of there changed magically. Uh, they call it a practice because you have to practice it. It's that simple. So that's just where I'm coming from. I thought I'd share that.
Thank you so much, David.
And before you comment, I want to read one of the comments. Can you silence? There's an echo. Okay. So Evelyn writes, yes, your topic is timely. I told therapists because of childhood abuse and trauma, I subconsciously don't feel deserved to be loved.
Mm.
I sabotage potential loving partners by pushing them away and attracted to non-committal emotional withholding men. And Sally comments, may we manifest love, peace, and harmony.
Amen. So I really appreciate this comment from you, Evelyn, and I have a very similar experience. I deeply apologize for what I'm about to say. But in the beginning of our relationship, we came to a few moments where it could have deepened in intimacy, but both of us, or I will speak for myself, I was afraid. And instead of opening myself and allowing us to get deeper and allowing myself to get more vulnerable, which I can't stand, instead of that, I chose to, what he likes to say is take the ball and go home, right? She doesn't get me. She doesn't understand. There were several reasons why, why excuses that I had for why I pulled away. I will not put any blame on the other side. But certainly I had these moments where I was like, part of me was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. We're going to get even closer. And then this other part was like, yeah, hell no, goodbye. And that was the end of that. So I deeply apologize. And we're here to talk about this today, not only in the context of relationships, because we don't just do this in romance, we also do this at work. We do it with um, with important relationships to build our lives, right? Well, that person, didn't show me sufficient respect, or didn't answer my email quickly, so they must think that I'm, worthless, or whatever. We tend to, or we can have a tendency to really cut off our own flourishing. And it's really, I deeply apologize, our ego that gets in the way. At least this is my experience.
Okay, so everybody take a deep breath. This is one of my favorite topics. Now, I know that online we have different levels of cultivation. Maybe you're kind of new to the spiritual journey, and maybe you've done it for 10 years, 20 years, maybe even 30 years. And I would just want to echo what David shared, what I just love so much, is that it doesn't actually get easier for spiritual people, and here's why. Because the higher you rise, the more you have to fall. So what that means is, okay, manifestation. So what it means is two people say the same thing. Let's say two people say the same positive message, and then two people say the same negative message. Okay, so a positive message is everyone loves me and everyone supports me and I'm divinely protected. The negative looks like I can't do this. Why is nobody here? Why isn't the support showing up? So here is the difference when two people say, why is nobody supporting me? The person who has 5 bars of Wi-Fi, their manifestation power is higher. What that means is, if your heart is very open because you're a spiritual healer and you help a lot of people,
4 bars.
If you have a positive message, instant manifestation, almost the same second. So when you have a positive thought, immediately the entire universe can hear you and all the help in the world will show up immediately. Now, the opposite is also true. So if your heart is very open, if you have a single negative thought, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Your negative thought just rippled into the entire universe. So why the spiritual world is so fair? Okay, so if one person has no Wi-Fi, okay, they're completely disconnected. Their mistakes are very low stakes. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys know in your heart how many years you've been a spiritual person or you've been on this healing journey. And if you are any kind of love and light healer, if you channel at all, if you have a single negative message, the entire universe just heard it. So this is why every single breath. I and Jay practice the ARC.
Mm,
Jay, do you want to tell us about the ARC?
I do, and I'm about to. But before I do, I'd like to say something. In case you just got scared by what Winnie said, like I did, let me reassure you of something. You don't need to be perfect, and none of us does this 100% correctly, and that's okay. You know, it's hard to show up sometimes, and there are days when we have other things going on. You know, I feel, oh, my back hurts today. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, my daughter said a mean thing to me, and I'm just out of sorts, right? These things happen, and it's okay. So, what I'm saying is, you don't have to show up like Winnie does 100% of the time. Now, Winnie shows up like Winnie does 100% of the time, and countless bow downs to Winnie for that. But I do want to say that this is a process and it's a practice, right? Some days I feel like I'm the man and like nobody can do this better than me. Some days I feel like, why did I get picked for this? so, so I just say this to say, if you feel discouraged and you feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, and oh, maybe I haven't been doing that long, and you know, some days I just want to sit and watch Netflix, and I don't really want to show up. It's okay. It's okay. We have been where you are, and where you are is perfect. So,
The ARC.
what's really important here to start with is that we become aware of what's happening inside of us. What part of us is pulling away? What part of us is deciding, oh, this isn't for me. Oh, I can't do this. And not only do we become aware, but we accept it. So this is, in my opinion, even harder than becoming aware. I personally am pretty good at becoming aware. We have yoga and we have meditation. We have all kinds of tools to help us become more aware. At the same time, accepting where I'm at can be really difficult for me, right? Why do I still allow this to get to me? Why is this still happening, right? So the first step for me, once I become aware of something, is to accept it. And I want to clarify this here. Accepting it doesn't mean you just let it happen and like, oh, this is just the way I am. I guess I'm gonna be this way. No, that's not it. What it is this is where I am today, and that's okay. Don't have to always be this way, but I do have to accept myself, love myself, hold myself even through this. So we accept, we become aware, we accept, and then that is the point at which we can begin to release what's happening, right? Now, this release part is the part that shadow work doesn't get to. So if you've been doing shadow work, great job. I strongly encourage you to continue. At the same time, it's only step one. Why? Because the body keeps the score. And so we have these things going on inside of us. We have these parts of us that don't agree with other parts of us. And perhaps these parts of us are destructive and they want to sabotage us. Okay, thank you. So the first step is becoming aware, accepting, and now that we know what this is and we're okay with it, it's time to release the trauma or the pain or whatever it is that caused this imbalance. Because of course, we don't want to go on with our imbalances, with our with our disjunctures, and we don't want to just accept our quote unquote bad behavior, not to judge, but like, we don't want to just accept these things. We're here to transform them, and the way that we transform them is we release it. Now, we just so happen to have an amazing tool for releasing trauma, for releasing our blockages, for releasing the dark things that come up. So this is what's beautiful and incredible. I'm going to stop here for a moment and describe this. I know we're only on the R of the ARC, and we still have to go to the C, but I want to say for a moment how beautiful this is. Why? I used to think, oh, I have these compulsions and I'm terrible. I can't even control this behavior. What's wrong with me? This was my quote. What's wrong with me? Hear the negative information in that. There's an assumption that something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with me. It just so happens that I experienced some terrible things as a child, and I never learned how to process them properly. But what's amazing and what's beautiful is that we have this technology in the Tao calligraphy light wall to release it without going into it. You know, I did therapy and we got into what was wrong, and we recorded my voice and recorded my number of how traumatized I was, and we reduced the number. It's not necessary. All of this is not necessary. Why? Because with the Tao calligraphy light wall, with with the 10 Da, with connecting with these 10 principles, we can just release what's there. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to spend time on it. We don't have to explain it. We don't have to tell a room full of strangers about what happened to us. None of that. We can just connect and transform. So that's what's beautiful about releasing at the Heart Center. And then, of course, we have the C of the ARC. So the releasing is important because this frees us to be able to choose better next time, right? So this is the first part of the C in the ARC. We get to choose a different way than we did last time. Remember, the key is not to judge where we were last time. It's to accept, to release. And now we move forward. We choose differently. And not only do we choose, but we commit to choosing over and over. We commit to being the person that we want to be.
Thank you, Jay. And I want to say the reason why I am so motivated to practice aware of my shadows and releasing of my shadows and choosing to show up with the positive love and light is because the Winnie that you see today didn't used to look like this. So many years ago, I used to have terrible health. I used to be chronically cold. It used to be that if I don't eat a couple hours, I will have a runny nose because I'm so weak that I cannot contain the liquids inside my body. It used to be that I would be so tired that I would just pass out randomly. And if you are listening and you relate to feeling tired and you don't want to feel tired, it's like this. Everyone has a bank account balance. Now, if you have a lot of subscriptions that you're not using, then every month you're just leaking money. So it's like God loves everyone the same. God gives everybody, let's call it 100 units of energy to spend. But if $20, I'm angry because this person cheated on me. $20, I'm afraid because I don't know how my daughter's doing at school. $20, I don't know how rent is going to happen next month. Oh, and $20, I'm angry at the person who cut me off at the freeway. Now, I just spent $80 on anger about something that happened to me in the past. and $40 on things that may or may not happen in the future. And so I walked around with chronically $20 of my life force energy. And it really was not good. And because I walked around with $20, I was walking around like a victim. So then I was blaming everyone for everything that went wrong. What's wrong with you? Right? And even worse, I was the most bitter and resentful mother and wife, because if I try to give you anything, I only have $20 to begin with, and you don't give me anything back, oh, I'm going to be really pissed off. So all the time, I was keeping tracks. How much did I give you? And did you give me back? Did you give me back? And if you didn't give me back the way I wanted it, not the way you can give me, then I'd have every reason to be mad. Okay, so this, ladies and gentlemen, is why enough is enough. At some point, I was like, okay, I'm not going to throw away $40 in the past and $40 in the future. I want to be happy and healthy and powerful and enlightened here and now. Okay, everybody, make some noise. Give me some emoji if you also want to be liberated from the past and the future.
Woo!
Okay, great. So I want to also welcome Maria and Natalia. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Helen, and watching with your friend. Feel free to tell me your friend's name so we can welcome them officially. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, hello, hello, everybody.
Hello, Erna.
So at this point, I want to welcome anyone to who's really brave and they want to unmute. Oh, hello, Kat. Want to share something that is like a negative thought that keeps coming up. For example, I'm not good enough, or how am I going to do this? Oh my gosh. Okay, so what is the thing that you say to yourself again and again and again? Why? Because heal one, heal all. So whatever you type in the chat is going to change the course of the rest of the evening. We're gonna go really deep into movement, chanting practice to transform that blockage for you and for everybody online. So David, this is the reason Helen has the hand raised.
Great. Shall we hear from David first?
Okay.
David, would you like to share?
Okay, Helen, do you want to share, or Kat?
Hi, Winnie. Hi, Jay. It's good to see you
Hi.
guys.
Good to see you
Looking
too.
lovely, Winnie, and good to see you, Jay. This is my friend Kat.
Wait, this way. Hi.
So it's so funny because I said who wants to be brave enough, and we both said I'm brave. We can both do it. So you can listen to her only if you'd like, but I'm willing to share as well. So it's up to you.
Go for it. Please, Kat. Start us
So,
off.
thank you. What's coming up for me at present, and Helen and I had a lovely dinner together and sharing, is this concept of unworthiness and effectively lack of self-love. That everything, all connections, relationships, moments can trigger us in any time based on our own lack of self-love. Beloved is within. We are the one that we're looking for. And we call to our field lessons, people, and experiences. And so this is something Helen and I were discussing, and we're both very present to at this time.
Thank you,
you.
Kat. That was brave. How about you, Helen? Why don't you share as well?
I think for me, it's pretty aligned with what she just shared. I've been working on the self-worth, And it digs deep to letting go of past pains in relationships and situations that have taken place, either with partners or even either with my parents, and maybe some even with teachers when I was a little girl. You know, this all has impacted my idea of myself. My ego was hurt, I would say, and I just felt unloved and lost confidence, had a lot of doubt. And I feel that has definitely continued into my adulthood. So all of this is like really a process of letting go, and I feel that's affected my self-worth.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else wants to unmute and share?
I'll
Erna,
share.
can you share?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I actually align with what Kat and Helen shared about the worthiness. I think for me, it looks like not just in relationship, but also like in like family dynamics. I'm not sure if it's exactly worthiness or mixed with something else, but if someone, like, for example, I have focus, right? Like today I have to work on something. And if someone just walk into my door and say, hey, I need this, even the smallest thing that's not too important, I tend to just like have this kind of little guilt that move me to have to do them first. It's kind of like I put other people's stuff first and kind of put myself on hold, like things that I prioritize for me. And also same thing in like relationship, like intimate relationship. Like if the person couldn't hold this kind of like emotional maturity, I tend to almost like put my own like feeling or something aside to nurture that, and I didn't feel good about it at the end of the day. I felt like the energy is like depleted. So to me, I feel like when I'm reflecting on that, seems like it's also worthiness. It's almost like I have to do something to be worthy, to be long. You know what I'm saying?
To prove yourself.
Yeah, to belong, basically. That's like the word that I come up with. To feel like to be around,
Yeah. Thank you so much, Erna, for sharing.
And Evelyn, did you want to share?
Oh, no.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
My
That's
hand,
fine. Don't worry.
Anybody else wants to share? Okay, perfect. Everybody stand up. Okay, we're gonna do practices. Okay. Dave,
David?
did you want to share something?
Really have to struggle to find a negative thought example. Occasionally I'll get very slightly annoyed about the situation, but that I pivot it within a few seconds. But today or this week, uh, I've had some very, very powerful lessons that I can share the lessons. And this is being vulnerable about it. One thing that I never had I do or anybody is to break somebody's heart. That would just tears me up. Well, basically, a while back, I put out to the universe that I was looking for a very high spiritual partner for a relationship. And of course, the universe heard me, and these women start coming out of the woodwork all over the place. At least half of them I recognize as past life lovers, past life relationships. But a couple of them have really been pursuing me. But in the meantime, I've gotten involved in a beautiful relationship. So going back to what I said initially, I never want to break anybody's heart, but sometimes it's inevitable because um, you know, if I talk to one of these women who are really in heavy pursuit of me, then it's heartbreaking and it tears me up. So I've had to break one heart this week so far and another one coming up with a phone call just to let them know that I'm in a relationship already. And I had crying on the other end of the line. That feels terrible. So two lessons here. One, is in a case like that, I have difficulty saying, let it be. That's natural. It's the way of the universe. I couldn't avoid it. I'm, I'm not judging myself, but I am feeling terrible about it, which ties into the second lesson that that, well, I've always known, but having an actual experience really drives it home. And that's that every thought, even mind chatter, every thought creates a new timeline. And you follow this new timeline, this new time stream. And it separates, puts that remind me, you are choosing. If I go this way, then I'm not going that way. If I go that way, then I'm not going that way. And so when we talk about choice, um, you're not only choosing how you want to feel, what you want to deal with, how you're going to deal with it, but you're actually choosing a life stream. You're choosing basically what you're doing with your incarnation, what your incarnation is going to be like. And every choice has a consequence, a major consequence. And the consequence is you are now determining your life stream. And that's my current lesson.
Okay, I got it. Perfect. So we started with unworthiness. So that is in the third chakra. And by the way, for any people who want to lose weight, third chakra. And then we went to feeling like I need to serve you before I serve myself. That is some kind of suppression in the fifth chakra. And then finally, this manifesting love is a blockage in the fourth chakra. So, specifically, the fourth chakra, when it's very clear, a yes is a yes, a no is a no. It's crystal clear. A yes means yes, a no means no. And the heart has gathering power.
Mm.
And guess where the heart gathering power comes from?
Where?
It comes from very clear containment.
Mm.
It comes from my yes is a yes, my no is a no. I'm not afraid to give you a no. I'm not afraid of your response when I give you a no. See, a lot of spiritual people, they're afraid to enter relationships because they're afraid of what? They're afraid of breakup. They're afraid it won't work out. Right? So then they have this kind of like, oh, I need to be very careful about entering relationship. I was that person. I was really reluctant of entering relationship. I was like, oh no, 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 no. I just leave me alone. Let me be alone for a long time. Let me be alone for a long time. Leave me alone. Okay. But one of the best things that Jay did was he told me this. He said, Winnie, the best place to learn is in a relationship because there is no escape. And if you understand you manifest instantaneously, that means everyone is your mirror. That means the other person is a mirror of you. Right? So if you have the experience like they are not good enough, then what is that saying about you? If you feel like they're not spiritual enough, what is that saying about you? right? So enough talking. We have fifth chakra, fourth chakra, third chakra delivered. Okay, everybody stand up. Okay, so we're gonna begin by bouncing, and Jay, please join me in the camera. And that's why I call it Brave Souls. Maybe after that, next time nobody will unmute themselves. But that's okay. I deeply apologize if I offended anybody.
Well, I do want to say, before we get into this, that what you said addressed everyone, right? The other person is our mirror. This is a fundamental principle of the Heart Center and of the ARC, right? What's coming up, what's making you angry, what's triggering you about the other person is something that's going on in you. Ooh, you're triggering yourself. Yes, it's terrible. I know I want to blame everything on her too, but look at her. How can you blame anything on her? Anyway, it's usually my fault. So this person isn't spiritual enough, or this, this family member, like, well, I have to give them what they need, or they're going to think lowly of me, or, I need to please this person, or all of these things, they come up because it's part of ourself that we're not, that we're either not processing or that we're not comfortable with. We don't want to look at it, right? I don't like this part of myself. And so I'm going to condemn this part of myself when I see it in someone else. Look at that person over there. Look at her. Look at him. They are, fill in the blank. Whenever you say they are, whatever that's in that blank, take out the other person's name, put in your name. And that's what you're trying to tell yourself. And that's something I learned very early on from this amazing woman right here.
So encourage everyone to start tapping, especially around their throat, their lungs, and dislodge anything.
And this may seem like a physical practice. It may seem like what we're doing here is some kind of exercise. But in fact, what we do here is practice. What we're practicing right now is letting out, releasing these blockages that back us up, that trigger us, that get us angry, that get us off balance.
Okay, so take a moment. I want you to wrap one hand around the opposite shoulder and just rock gently left to right. And I want you to release the idea that it is difficult to balance meeting other people's needs and meeting my needs. That it is hard to take care of others and myself. That I constantly have to choose between helping you or helping me. So just allow yourself to release that. And now we're going to put in the positive information, which is helping me is helping you. Helping you is helping me. Right? So if I put the oxygen mask on myself first, then I can put the oxygen mask on you. So it is, in fact, absolutely necessary that you fill your own cup to 100 before you fill anyone else's cup. It is not selfish to fill your cup. So really, really feel it is okay to serve yourself, because serving yourself is serving others. Choosing yourself is choosing others. In fact, choosing to show up every week, every day with us at here Heart Center, choosing yourself is choosing your family. Because what happens is, I was that resentful mother when I was carrying all this anger and fear. Hurt people. So when I was a polluted fish tank, what happens, do you think happened to the fish that was growing up in my dirty fish tank? Not good. This is another reason why, as a mother, I was so committed to changing the polluted water and putting in clean water, because I love my daughter and I take responsibility of cleaning my own fish tank. I don't want her to be growing up in my polluted water, right? So taking care and taking the time to heal myself is the greatest love that I can give to my daughter.
Yes.
All right, now we're gonna do it for the fourth chakra. And we're gonna do, I'm gonna need a little space, Jay, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my favorite, which is this motion. So in this motion, I am giving love to myself and giving love to the world.
Yeah, pull out a little.
And I call this the washing machine pose, because if a towel is heavy, then what do? We wring out the water in the towel. So if you have heart blockage, what are we gonna do? We're gonna wring it out. That's right. I just heard a little click in my back, because guess what? I'm full of heart blockages too. Yes. In fact, my heart closes many times a day.
Nah.
I just catch them and then reopen it. So if you should ever find your heart closed, congratulations, join the club. The key is, A, is not just aware, but taking accountability that absolutely everything is my report card. That bank account balance is my report card, right? Whether you sleep next to someone on your bed is your report card. Every day when you step on the scale, that number that tells you how much you weigh is your report card, right? So A, I'm sorry, I might be triggering some people right now, is taking accountability for the number on the scale, or whether there's the person next to your bed, if that's what you want, and also the status of the bank account. And there's a third aspect of the A, which is allow. Allow. What does that mean? Allow is accepting. Yes, accepting that even though this is the current number on the scale, or even though this is the current number in the bank account, or even though this is the current status of my bed, I am willing to accept the totality of love from the universe. That's right. Because unconditional love, by definition, it does not matter if I'm good or if I'm bad. It does not matter if I have a positive or negative balance on my bank account. It does not matter if I weigh 10 pounds more, 10 pounds less. It does not matter. Okay, allowing is You don't grow your bank account by hating where you are. You don't lose weight by hating the number on the scale. You lose weight and gain bank account balance by loving where you are. That's right. So this A is allowing yourself. Yes, taking accountability that this is the current situation and allowing myself to be loved in this place. And why it's so good to be in community, because maybe there are parts of you that you find so hard to love, and doesn't matter because I love all those parts of you.
Really?
For real. So I'm a divorced woman, and years ago when I was going through the divorce, I wrote down every single thing I couldn't stand about my ex-husband. And then I crossed out all the he and I put an I. So it was, I was selfish, I was angry, I was manipulative, and I was all the negative things I had to say about my ex husband. And because of that, I've done extensive shadow work and then extensive work on loving every aspect of my darkness and transforming it. That's the thing, is that what happens to the darkness when it's met with light? Anybody know? When light and dark join together, then yin and yang come together for oneness. Tao, the emptiness condition. We go back to the source. So when we feel, that's the other thing about the growth and spiritual journey, is that the yin and yang grow together, right? So if you want to grow in your light, what do you get to grow in?
Your darkness.
Awareness of the darkness, and then meeting the darkness with the light. That means every day I make a mistake, I'm like, oopsie, and then I go loving on my ego even more. That's right. Hello, Ron. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. So that's right. Whatever people do, notice how you're reacting to what people are doing. Are you getting angry?
Mm-hmm.
If you get angry at other people, that means you're still angry with yourself.
Mm.
And if other people piss you off, they do something that is upsetting, but you go, oh, well, I love them the same. Then guess what? You're also loving yourself unconditionally, no matter what. Okay, now we're going to slow down the movement. And we're going to do one of my favorite things, which is score. How open is our heart as a collective, okay?
Oh no.
Okay, I'm getting 73%. So that means on average, for everybody who is tuning in on Zoom and all the other Facebook, YouTube platform, our average heart openness score is 73. That's why I say heal one, heal all. In fact, we thank you for the brave souls that volunteer, because what's in one, guess what, is in everybody. So I'm going to chant the forgiveness mantra, because the forgiveness mantra is very powerful. So if the team can please write it down for me. And for everybody, I want you to start drawing circle in the counterclockwise location. So 73% open means 27% walls. So we're going to do this for everyone. So we're going to be going counterclockwise, which is reversing. Okay, so for those of us who are old enough to know what a cassette tape is, we're going to be rewinding. Okay, any traumas, and yes, rewind, rewind, rewind. So I will sing and everybody do the motion, and just visualize that your heart is getting brighter and brighter. I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. So the 10 Da is what Master Sha teaches. The 10 greatest attributes is the greatest love, greatest forgiveness, greatest compassion, greatest light, greatest humility, greatest harmony, greatest flourishing, greatest gratitude, greatest service, and greatest enlightenment. So when we chant 10 Da, it means we are calling in that into our field. 10 Da, 10 Da transforms all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. 10 Da, 10 Da transforms all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, okay, one more time, God said. I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. 10 Da, 10 Da transforms all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just a moment of silence. Allowing your heart to open. Okay. So now we're going to do something fun. We're going to score on average. What percentage of us feel bad to say no to other people? Okay. We say no to break up with somebody. We say no, we cannot meet you for lunch. We say no, I cannot help you right now. Okay, everybody score yourself and score the group. What percentage of you feel bad when you have to say no to someone and you know they really want a yes from you?
$65.
65% feel bad? Is that your personal number or the group number? Okay. Okay. So,
Evelyn says 10%.
okay. Okay, great. I love it. Okay, so on average, we feel bad 65% of the time as a group, okay? Individuals could vary. When we have to say no, when we know somebody really wants a yes. For example, if somebody says, "Hey, can I borrow $100?" Do you feel bad when you know they really need that money to go see a dentist, but you say no to them? Okay. If they say, "Hey, you know what? I can't pick up my kid after school. Can you please help me pick up my kid after school?" Will you make you feel really bad that the other person is very desperate and asks you for help and you say no?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to ask for a demo. Who is very bad at saying no? And we're going to do a demo right now. Raise your hand if you feel very bad saying no to other people.
Be honest now, everyone.
Helen raised her hand.
Helen raised her hand. Anyone else raise their hand? David raised his hand. Thank you, David and Helen, for your honesty, and Erna.
Okay, I'm gonna let Jay lead this portion of the evening. You pick the demo, and if you can bring the dog calligraphy light one, pick one person.
Erna, you are the demo for tonight. So if you don't know what this means, what it means is that we. Oh, I deeply apologize. Sorry about that, everyone. Not wearing a mic. Deeply apologize. So, what I was saying is, this is, if you're not familiar with a demo and how we do this, what we do is we pick one person, guided by spiritual, guided by heaven, and we pick one person and we connect with the Tao calligraphy light wall, and we bring the light to this person for the transformation of their condition. In this case, the condition is, drum roll please, people pleasing. You're welcome. Thank you. And again, the first key is not to feel bad about it. We all do it, and we all do it in different ways. And in some ways, I'm really not a people pleaser at all. But in other ways, there are things that I really want to make other people see is yeah, there are ways that I want to deliver for other people. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna call on the Tao calligraphy light wall, and to bring light into Erna's field. And the idea is we all focus on the greatest compassion, and we bring the greatest compassion to Erna, and then we'll bring the greatest light. So I'm gonna invite you all to breathe. I'm gonna count to 5. As you breathe, visualize the light going into Erna. Oh yes, please, Erna, tell me what your question is.
Yeah, actually, what you're saying is like people pleasing used to be like that, but then I feel like I have like evolved a little bit. But then there's this thing that when someone needs help or something, somehow I felt like obligated almost, because I felt like for example, if someone like asking for some help or
Sure.
help them because I feel I'm more capable than them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if that is people pleasing or feeling like something else. I was trying to be accurate about what that is.
So
the idea.
thank you for bringing this up, right? Because of course we all get through stages I also used to be people pleasing and am not so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's still this feeling of I need to deliver for someone else in order for me to feel comfortable, in order for me to feel
Yeah, feel at peace.
I'm
Like
okay.
I feel like I can find my peace when someone else is taken care of, like not
Right.
in my field asking, like having their needs around me.
Right. But in fact, that person's going to find more peace when you find more peace.
True.
So let's connect now.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, I'm going to connect with the field. Dear divine down source, dear all of our spiritual fathers and mothers in all realms, all dimensions. Dear the sun and the moon and our beloved Mother Earth, and countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. We deeply love you, we deeply honor you, and we deeply appreciate you. We appreciate your presence in our lives, your energy in our field. Dear all of our ancestors, all of our family members, we honor you, we appreciate you. We could not do what we do without your contribution, so we give you the greatest gratitude. Dear all of our personal spiritual guides, all of our saints, angels, archangels, Buddhas, whoever the beings that we are most close to, the higher level beings that we are most close to, invite them in, say hello to them, connect with them, keep them close to your heart while we engage in this practice. Dear all of our individual empowerments and light treasures, please turn on and enhance this practice. And dear the Tao Calligraphy Light, while we deeply honor you and thank you for helping us transform our need to give, even when we are giving from a deficit, even when we are giving from a place that is trying to please the other person without being balanced by a reserve in ourselves. So what we're going to do is I'm going to invite you to breathe. I'm going to count to 5. As I count to 5, visualize the light going into Erna's heart and throat and third chakra. Visualize it going into her chest and her upper abdomen. And then as we exhale, we will chant greatest compassion. As we do that, visualize dark smoke leaving the field, clearing the blockage, clearing the negative energy. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest compassion. Bringing acceptance for ourselves, acceptance for the other, releasing any judgment, any negative talk that we have. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest compassion. Allowing any negativity, any doubt, any darkness to be dispelled as we exhale and chant. Deeply inhale. Bring the light. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Release the darkness. Greatest compassion. Okay, good. So I'm getting that this isn't the primary problem, the compassion. Was important that we clear this, but actually what is needed here is the greatest light. The greatest light brings clarity. Greatest light brings discernment. Greatest light brings the ability to be decisive, to know that we are whole, that we have the ability to say no to our family, we are sovereign, and we are in alignment with the highest good of all humanity. When we are in alignment with the highest good for ourselves. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant greatest light. Greatest light. Bring the greatest light into the brain, the throat, the heart, the diaphragm. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest light. Erna, I want you to see the light penetrating your crown, into your brain, through your throat, and into your heart, and melting any blockage that's remaining in your heart, your lungs, and your diaphragm. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest light. See the light shining through you as though you are transparent. See the light penetrating any darkness, any blockage, any solidity, and let it go all the way through. Let yourself be the light. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest light. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest light. Okay, I'm being shown there's one final blockage here, one thing getting in the way, right? So the greatest service is connected to our throat chakra. So there's something about the way that we speak and how we don't speak what we need to be made clear that blocks us from our service. There's something that we haven't said, that we haven't done, there's some disconnection between us and our highest service. So let's visualize the light now entering the throat. Fully condense the light in the throat. And then as you exhale, chant the greatest service. And as you chant the greatest service, see the darkness leaving your throat, through your mouth, through your eyes, through your ears. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Let the light melt the tension in your neck, your shoulders. See the light entering and loosening and releasing any darkness out into the field around you. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. One more time, deeply inhale. See the light go all the way through as though you were transparent. So you are yourself made of light. Allow the light to penetrate every particle and between every particle of your being. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release all tension, all blockage as you chant. Greatest service. Integrating the tenda, greatest love, the greatest forgiveness, greatest compassion, greatest light, greatest humility, greatest harmony, greatest flourishing, greatest gratitude, greatest service, with greatest enlightenment. Letting yourself be infused with the energy of the tenda. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Gong song, gong song, gong song. Respectfully return to all the souls who joined us in this Tao calligraphy light wall practice. Thank you all. Love you. Thank you. Please, I would love to hear from anyone who experienced anything. Erna, if you are ready, you would like to share, I'd love to hear from you. But of course, if you need a moment, we understand. It's a pretty high vibration field here on most days, and certainly at the moment. Does anyone like to share?
I'm just accepting right now.
Yes.
I'm
Perfect.
accepting the light. And I think I was very wrestling with some situation just happened like yesterday,
Uh-huh.
So wrestling, this is relationship related, like parting ways. And I think like I was wrestling about how to explain or like how to like revisit it, And I think throughout this chanting, it's when you clear and you start like choosing the light and recognizing the shadow and things like that, I felt clear. Like I felt like the soul is clear on like not having any like slight of resentment. It's more like acceptance. And if I'm gonna have a conversation with the person, I think I can do it in a place of peace. So I think that's kind of like the difference.
Beautiful. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Erna. We often suffer 1,000 times before the moment or after the moment where we think, oh, I need to say this. Oh, what if he says that? Oh, that's going to be terrible. Oh, that's going to feel, right? So we work these things out in our head. We play these tapes. None of that is real. That is us causing our own suffering right there, right? You don't need to explain anything to anyone, first of all. You are at peace in your heart. And that's what matters. From there, any communication you make can be clear and clean. You don't need to justify. Your soul is clear, and therefore it is the right thing. If it's the right thing for you, that's the right thing for the other person. When you know this in your heart, when you're fully confident and clear, then you can go cleanly and lightly into the next step instead of creating all this tension and, oh, what if I see this person again? And there's no need for any of that. So thank you so much for sharing, Erna. Thank you so much for receiving the Tao Calligraphy Light Wall in such a way. I really appreciate it. David, I would love to hear what you have to say.
When you were chanting greatest service, what I was feeling coming through was greatest truth and greatest transparency.
Mm,
No,
yes.
I know from my own practice that if I'm going to enter a negative situation, that I need to keep at a high level in order to be able to help anybody. And the situation I explained before, my concept of if I touch someone's heart, I'm responsible for it forever, was was causing me pain, and basically, I don't want to hurt you is saying, I don't want to experience hurt. Instead,
Mm.
instead, I'm blessing and I'm giving the person total light, total love,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, David. Yes. This is very high level wisdom and knowledge that we get to share here. And I'm so glad that you've received, that you all, what a great. So, first of all, I want to thank you, Erna. I want to thank you, David. I want to thank you, Helen and Kat. I want to thank you, Chloe and April. I want to thank you, Evelyn. I want to thank you, everyone who came tonight and shared yourself, because it's through this, it's through each other empowering us. It's through, we enhance the field through our mutual presence. And it wasn't just, what I noticed about you guys tonight is this wasn't just a passive watching episode for you. You showed up. You got involved. You faced yourself. You let things go. And that is what this is for. And I just want to honor you and send my appreciation to each and every one of you, because this is why we do this. We do this in order to enhance the healing of the people on the planet, but especially the field that we exist in, right? We fortify this field. We together we make it a field through which we can release the negativity, enhance the positivity, and strengthen each other, empower each other. Really loved everyone's share tonight. Thank you so much. So if you want to join us, we do this daily, this Tao Calligraphy Light Wall practice that you just experienced here. We do 5 days a week. We do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, as well as every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And you can sign up for that at breathing.heartcenter.la. It's a beautiful practice. We do it for a whole hour. What you experienced here was maybe 10, 15 minutes, but we do it for a whole hour, and it is powerful. We leave charged up, cleaned out, and ready to face our day, or ready to relax into our evening and let the day behind. So would love to see you there. Again, breathing.heartcenter.la. We also join here every week at 7 p.m. Pacific time for Heart Center Connections. You can find that at heartcenter.la/connections. And then we have every week now, we have just begun having a weekly women's circle at the Heart Center. And wow, it is some powerful stuff. The women who come out of there floating and saying amazing things. So strongly encourage you to join that. You can find the URL in the chat. And of course, we have an upcoming, if you are a man and you are in the Los Angeles area, please join me on July 18th at 8 a.m. at the Millard Falls Trailhead. We will be walking together as men, because men process better shoulder to shoulder than face to face. So we do this, we get together, and we like to say it's not therapy, but it is therapeutic. So join us for the men's walk. And you can find that at lovect.net. And finally, we have a monthly community harmony healing clinic. And the next one is July 26th, Sunday, July 26th. You can join us for that. It's an incredible experience where Winnie will give you the healing needles that you need, and April will give you the healing harp music that you need, healing scents. It's this beautiful environment where we come together and physically heal together. So please join us for that. It is, again, you can find out more information about the clinic or the walk at lovect.net. Really, 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 really love you, everyone. Really happy to be here. Really happy you joined us. Thank you for joining us for Heart Center Connections, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.